Hi all, welcome back to MATLAB tutorial on Tooth Fulcrum. This session is on the graphical user interface in MATLAB using guide. So we are going to create a graphical user interface using guide. Guide is nothing but graphical user interface development environment. So get started with, we need to give the command guide onto the command window or the prompt. This will open up a window. So we are going to start from scratch. So let's select blank GUI. Select OK. So this is our working environment. We have multiple entities available here to build our GUI. So you need to click and drag the required entity onto this working environment. So to begin with, let's start with a simple example. Let's say we need to plot a sine wave onto our axis. So first here I'll select an axis. So let me select and drag this. So I have an axis onto my figure window or the working environment. So this is my axis. Now to this, I'm going to add a push button as well. So how this is going to work is like, when I press onto this push button, I should get a sine wave onto my axis. So this is what my GUI is going to do. So first let's save this. Let me give a name as GUI example. So once you save this, you could see here it opens up a MATLAB function file. Right? You can see here. Let's come back to our working environment here. So first what you need to do, we need to edit few properties of these entities. So to see the properties, you just double click on the entity. You could see a list of properties associated with each. So among the n number of properties listed here, the tag property is very important to us. It's depending upon this tag name what is shown here. We are going to identify the callback function. So if you want, you can proceed with the default, else you can edit the name. So I'm going to keep it here as axis 1 for this. I'm not going to edit. If you want, you can edit the same. So I'm going to keep the same default name. So whatever changes you have done to save it, just click on some other tab and then close the same. The same thing I'm going to do with the push button as well. So double click, you could see the properties here. So here you could see the string. The string is nothing but the name by which it appears onto the working environment. So let it be push. Okay, let me keep this as sine wave, because when we click on this push button, it is going to show you a sine wave. So just to understand the user that it's going to give you a sine wave, let me name it as sine wave. And then the tag name here is push button. I'm going to change this and let me put it as something like push underscore sine. Alright, it's done. So I'm going to click onto some other property and then save it. Okay, now once this is done, we are going to get into our callback functions. So what is our GUI doing? The moment we click onto this push button, that is, I have named here it as sine wave, it is going to give me a plot onto this axis. So the action is going to happen with the sine wave. So I have to write the functionalities as a callback function of sine wave. So how do I get this callback function? Right click and then you can see here view callback. So go to callback here. So here you can give the function definition. Now you see we have changed the tag. So the tag name has come here, push underscore sine and underscore callback. That's what I said. You need to remember the tag property. So what are we going to do? We are going to plot a sine wave. So let me write the code for the same. So this code snippet is familiar to you. We have seen this multiple times. So plot of t comma x will give you a sine plot because x is computing the sine of 2 pi ft. So alright, we are done. So let's save this and let's run the GUI. Okay, now let's click on to this sine wave. You could say it is plotting the sine wave onto the axis. So this is a basic simple example we have done for GUI. There are n number of other parameters like edge, object, handles, etc., which is very important, that we will discuss in our next session with more examples. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe, and please don't forget to tap the bell icon. You'll get notified whenever we upload a new videos. Thank you.